Wow. Hi, Mill. Thank you, and thank you so much for subscribing. I I don't even have alerts set up yet. I heard the subscription alerts and I was like, what the fuck is that? You like jump scared me. Thank you so much. And congrats on being first. I um I haven't really set up anything for affiliate yet. That's why I'm going to be on a short break over the rest of this week. But I didn't want to cancel this stream since I've already made the announcement and everything. So here I am. I think I put in 2 emotes. But since I only have one first tier emote slot, it's only 1 emote there yet. You know, I'll get more eventually, so I'll add the others in. The others, I say like I have more than 1, right? Yeah, you found it! Um, the other one I made has like hard eyes, but I felt like knife would get a lot more use, so knife is in tier 1 for now. I don't even have a 3rd emote yet. It might just be a Pokemon. It depends on how, what everyone else wants. Um, I'll be setting up channel redeems and sound alerts and stuff like that later. Today is just, I don't know how long I'm gonna stream. Honestly, I'm a bit overwhelmed with all of the new stuff on Twitch. So it's probably also pretty good that I just start streaming now to get used to affiliate a little bit. Again, thank you so much, and everyone who's followed and everyone who's just been watching. I really, really appreciate it. When I started, I didn't really expect this to go anywhere, which is fine. I'm just doing this as a hobby. And in the last week, everything happened so fast. Yeah, I really, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I will say this now, I'll make an official announcement later once I've finalized everything, but tentatively I am maybe going to stream this weekend, having my affiliate celebration stream where, as I've teased before, I will be getting absolutely wasted. I had the idea of doing it on Halloween, so I might do that, just for funsies. But if people are busy, maybe I won't. So, we'll see, we'll see. I'll make a proper tweet eventually, once I've got everything figured out and stuff. Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff to handle now. In a good way, in a good way. Yay! Speaking of Halloween, I added a pumpkin for festivities. That's all. I'm gonna be full disclosure. First of all, Halloween isn't that big of a thing in Germany. Like, kids do dress up and they do go from house to house. But I was going to say most people don't throw Halloween parties, but I don't really go to parties, so I wouldn't know. My point. I don't really like Halloween. For me, I think it's great that other people can enjoy it, and I enjoy the aspect of candy and stuff. I personally just dislike dressing up. I also don't like... Oh shit, is that even a holiday in English? Like Mardi Gras. Right, like Mardi Gras, which is a pretty big thing in Germany. I don't like that either. I just don't like getting dressed up. I think it's cute, Halloween, like all the festivity and stuff. I just don't like dressing up. Anyways, now that we've had that sorted out, that hot take, let's game. Again, I don't know how long I'm gonna game for today. Isn't VTubing dressing up? Well, not in the sense that I'm putting on a costume in real life. Which I think is the part that I dislike. Wow, looking at chat and seeing that first subscriber badge, really, it's making me feel things, Mill. Thank you again. I might just go for like, I don't know, an hour or so, see how I feel. Yeah, let me know if the audio is fine, even if there's no sound right now. We'll figure it out, we'll figure it out. Oh, right, I also have tea, so again, if you hear any clanking or noises like this... Oh, you can hear that. Ah, good for me! If you hear any clanking or like cup noises, that's my tea. I will be more patient this time, so as to not burn my tongue. TSMR. Exactly. I'm sure that's a thing. I'm sure that's a thing. I'm drinking my usual apple cinnamon because I only have like 3 types of tea and one of them is black tea, and I don't necessarily want to dose myself in caffeine right now. But yeah, let's get reading. Oh, right, recap last time. We For everyone, we are stuck on a boat. We have to solve puzzles to get out of the boat because it is sinking. We're made to... It's like kind of Saw-esque, right? If we don't do the puzzles, we get blown up or whatever, or we just die. We have... One person has died. We are 9 people. One person has died already. And we are currently split up. We have left one person behind because we had to, basically. We have lost a person, as in they are missing. And we are junpei, we are a beta, and I dislike him because he is stupid. We are with Clover and Lotus, who are, cooler than Junpei for one, but otherwise pretty bland. We just set a fire to escape a room, and now here we are. Junpei, Clover, and Lotus leapt out of the laboratory, slamming the door shut behind them. All 3 collapsed against the wall, breathing heavily. Junpei's heart was pounding in his chest, and his whole body felt weak. He inhaled gulps of clear air, and with each one he could feel his body begin to calm down. All right, let's go. They nodded to each other and started off down the hallway. Before long, they found new doors, but all of them were locked. Soon, they had tried all of the doors but one. The final door sat in a corner of the hallway. Junpei grabbed the door handle and was about to pull it open when a voice cried out behind him. It was neither Clover nor Lotus, but he recognized it. There was no doubt the voice belonged to... Jumpy! Oh, it's June. Oh, she's back. He spun around. There, at the other end of the hall, Junpei saw human figures running toward him. 3 of them. 2 of them. June, Santa, and 7. They stopped short in front of Junpei and his companions, gasping for air. Hey! What are you guys doing here? What? But we didn't... Before he could finish, Clover spoke. Guys, could you come over here? She was standing near the end of a small hallway that branched off to the right. The rest of them ran over to her, curious as to what she'd found. There was something on the wall at the end of the hallway. Oh, that's a map. A map of the ship's interior. It said, C deck, in the upper left corner. Most likely they assumed it was a map for the floor they were on. Door 7 and door 8. The map confirmed what they already knew. Both doors eventually led to the hallway where they had found themselves. Oh, so, door 3 would have led there as well, no? Same as the door that was locked. Oh, this is where the door that was locked would lead. I see. In fact... Yeah, isn't that what I said? Till we find that 9 door, 0 ain't gonna split us up. We might get separated for a little while, but we'll see each other again. Otherwise, we can't open door 9. That's how the nonary game works. Junpei looked at the map of the ship's interior again. As he looked more closely, his surprise and excitement gave way to weariness. One by one, the others saw what he'd seen. As one, they all moved back toward the door Junpei had only a moment ago been ready to open. He pulled the map of the ship's interior off of the wall, put it in his pocket, and followed the others. Hey, at least we're gonna meet Ace again, I guess. The 6 of them stood in front of the door, arrayed in a semicircle. Santa stepped forward. He took hold of the door and spoke, without looking back at the other 5. Ready? I'm gonna open it. How should we not be ready? We already know what's behind it. They nodded their silent assent. Assent? Who? I'd say this every time I stream this, but who wrote this? With a deep breath, Santa threw open the door. Yeah, 3D door animations! They poured through the doorway and into the room. Even without looking around, each one of them knew where they were. They were just where the map had said they would be. The same room they'd been in not so very long ago. Yeah, it's this room. The tremendous central hospital room, with empty beds from wall to wall. I see. I believe I understand what you're saying. Oh, music. Let me know if the music's alright, because, you know, audio capture problems and such. The 6 of you split into 2 teams and went through doors 7 and 8. You solved the puzzles in the operating room and the laboratory. Operating room? That sounds way creepier than laboratory. Maybe I should have gone there. And then met one another in the hallway after opening your respective locked doors. He looked like anyone might, after only just waking up, but it seemed his brain was working as well as ever. He managed to grasp, summarize, and understand each team's report. Volume is good, audio has a little crackle, but that sure is just emulation. Thank you, Mill. At any rate, I feel a bit silly for my little show of altruism. You should, it's kind of cringe, thinking back on how unnecessary it was now. I'm sure you'll be back for me. I did hope you would come back, but I confess I didn't think you'd be back so soon. Ace shook his head with a rueful smile. Well, we saw each other again, and we ain't dead, so I say that's good enough. Hell yeah, 7, so true! 7 smiled. I like 7! He's neat, he's cool. I like his overalls. Anyway, I say we get out of this creepy old place. We found the key we need. The key? Ain't that what I just said? I'm talking about the Jupiter key. We found it in the operating room. Here. 7 tossed something small and metallic toward Junpei. He caught it and found that the object was a key. Who would have ever expected that? On it, someone had engraved a symbol very similar to 4. He looked over at June, who nodded back. It had to be the Jupiter symbol. I'm gonna let you hold on to that, alright? Yeah, got it. Junpei tucked the new key into his pocket. One thing I'm curious about still. Couldn't we look into door 3? Like, we don't have to go through it, but at this point, we might as well because we know where it's gonna end up. I guess it's a waste of time, but we could open it and, like, look into it and see what's there, right? Because Snake is still missing. And, I mean, they had concluded he must be behind one of the doors, even though that doesn't make sense because how could he be? Unless he's dead. I guess he must have opened the door with at least 2 other people. You have to go through and deactivate on the other side, right? Only if you go in. But they did that in the beginning when the 9th man went into a door, right? And exploded. They opened the door, looked at the body, and then didn't go in. They could do that with door 3 and just look. Right? Because, again, the only way Snake could have left is if he and at least 2 others had went through a door, but only Snake is missing. So I conclude from that the 2 others and Snake opened a door, Snake went in, the others didn't, the door closed, and Snake went boom. Right? And we went through door 7 and 8, and there was no dead body. So the dead body of Snake should be behind door 3. Right? Or I mean, aren't they like a little bit curious what's behind door 3? I would be. I would like to check, like maybe there's another key somewhere, right? Because they found the fucking Jupiter key past door 7. So there might be a key past door 3. I don't know. Anyways. As a group, they now had 3 keys that had not been used. The Earth key, which had been found in the laboratory. The Saturn key card, which had been found in the kitchen. The Jupiter key, which 7 had just handed to Junpei. Junpei took the new keys into his pocket. June spoke up. The Jupiter key is supposed to be for the door at the end of that long, straight hallway, right? Yeah. If the map's right, then it connects to the central staircase. Then next to the stairs... Wait! They were the first words anyone had heard out of Clover in quite some time. Her face suggested they weren't going to be very happy words. What about door 3? My thoughts exactly, Clover. Look. You saw the map, right? It's the same as 7 and 8. It'll just lead us back to the big hospital room. There's no point to seeing what's on the other side of that door. There is a point! At least there is for me. There were tears in her eyes, but she glared at 7 as hard as she could, just the same. She looked very much like a frightened puppy. No, she doesn't. She looks like a human girl. There wasn't a man alive who could have resisted those eyes. 7 looked everywhere in the room except at Clover, and muttered and coughed apologies under his breath. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Snake might be on their side of door 3. Clover nodded once. Next person to speak was Ace. Very well. I'll be coming with you then. I've had a nice long rest. I think it's time I was up and about again. So, 7. You'll help me, won't you? Huh? Me? Junpei did the calculations quickly in his head. 4 plus 1 plus 7 equals 12, which means 1 plus 2 equals 3. Wow, Junpei, you know math! It looked like 7 was doing them too. At last, he gave up. Damn, well I guess that's how it's gotta be. So I'm going with you, huh? Yes, you are. Alright, let's get moving. And so it was decided that Clover, Ace, and 7 would discover what lay beyond door 3. Okay, I guess I was too hasty saying like, what about door 3? You should go to door 3. Guess I should just give them a couple minutes. Well, it's gotta be Snake's dead body, right? Okay, we're heading out. You didn't remember this happens? It happens! This game is long though, so I don't fault you. Be careful. Whoa, didn't think I'd be hearing that from you, Lotus. Don't let it get to your head. I'd be in trouble if the 3 of you bought it. I think they should kiss. The rest of us can't open the 9 door. Ah, the truth comes out. Does Bruno Mars is gay? The truth come out! 7 nodded as if the answer made much more sense, and pulled the lever on the red. 3D door animation? Yeah! Okay, let's go! The door opened and Ace, Clover, and 7 jumped through it. 6, 7, 8... After exactly 9 seconds, the door closed noisily. Oh, they went through. I expected them to just look, but, you know. Alright, we should get moving too. Huh? Get moving? Where are we going? Everyone except Lotus seemed rather confused. Well, it would be a waste of time to just sit around, wouldn't it? Let me explain. I get it. We're gonna see if we can get anywhere interesting with the Jupiter key. Yes. If we're lucky, we might find Snake. Seems unlikely because he couldn't gone anywhere without the Jupiter key. They were at the end of the hallway, lined by individual hospital rooms. The Jupiter symbol was engraved on the keyhole. Alright, Junpei, open it, if you please. Yeah, on it. Junpei pulled the Jupiter key out of his pocket and slid it into the keyhole. He twisted. With a nice, sharp click, he felt the door unlock. Alright, ready, guys? Junpei's companions nodded. He nodded back, then slowly and quietly opened the door. Inside was exactly what he expected to see from the map of the ship's interior. They were in a tremendous hall, almost like a ballroom, with a massive central staircase. This is the Titanic staircase, isn't it? Or at least it looks like it. I mean, it should be if... because that's the gigantic, right? And the gigantic is like almost exactly like the Titanic. So this is the Titanic staircase. Haha! Great, back to the beginning. You sure this is a good idea? What do you mean? Well, we already searched every inch of this room, didn't we? I'm asking you if there's any reason we came back here. Of course there's a reason. We have, like, the Earth key, right? And there was an Earth door in here. Of course there's a reason. Man, sometimes I can't tell if you're smart or just lucky. Huh? Junpei, you're the least person that should be saying that. You're so fucking dumb. You're the biggest idiot on the ship. This. Junpei pulled two things out of his pocket. The Saturn key card. And the Earth key. Santa cocked his head to one side like an inquisitive bird and looked at them. Like an inquisitive bird? Not like an inquisitive puppy. Bird? Bird? Of all things? After several long moments, during which it became apparent that Santa had no idea what the cards meant, June took pity on him. Don't you remember, Santa? On C deck, where we are now, there was a big elevator behind the stairs, remember? He does have bird vibes, in your honest opinion. How? What? Is it the spiky hair that goes up? Like a parrot? I mean, I guess, sure, but, like, everyone else on the ship, going by that logic, also has bird vibes. They're, like, colorful, or have spiky hair, or are dumb. And next to the elevator, there was a card reader with a Saturn symbol on it. And on A deck, on the door to the left, there was a keyhole with the Earth symbol on it. I think. So the two keys that Junpei has should let us use the elevator and the door on A deck. Huh. Yes, that's right. June smiled, pleased with herself. So did Santa. Alright, I got it. Let's get started then. What do you say you split into two teams? Lotus and I will search the Earth one, so you two can search Saturn. Alright? Sounds good. Junpei handed the Earth key to Santa. They decided their initial search should be brief, only 10 minutes. They'd meet back near the staircase once they were done. Junpei and June headed for the elevators. Sure enough, there was a card reader bolted to the wall next to the left elevator. Wait, but the elevator is on already. The button is glowing. He lined up the Saturn key card and swiped it through the reader. The light on the upper left corner blinked to life. Great. Looks like it's working now. Alright, now how do I call the elevator? Usually you press a button. There was a single button to the right of the elevator door. And the button was the upside-down triangle, the universal symbol for down. There didn't appear to be an up button. Junpei pushed it. He didn't have much of a choice. 3D elevator animation! Hell yeah! It opened! Look, Junpei! June's voice was excited, but Junpei could hear a tinge of anxiety. Honestly, that elevator inside looks terrifying. Sweet, it opened. Let's get going. He grinned at June and stepped toward the open door. As he was about to set foot in it, he felt a hand on his arm. Wait! What? I'm not really, I just... Oh gosh. Junpei was at something of a loss. Oh, she's scared of cramped spaces, so she has to hold Junpei's hand while they're in the elevator. Is that what's about to happen? What could she possibly be so frightened of? Jun was probably afraid of. Well, one of those is awfully presumptuous, so let's use that one. They could only go down. They could only go down? She was afraid because the elevator button pointed down. That meant, of course, that the elevator couldn't go any higher than the floor they were on. As he thought about it, Junpei realized he hadn't seen elevators on the A or B decks near the central staircase. All of which meant that the elevator could only convey them to the lower decks. Yeah, no shit! The floor below the one they were on, D deck, should be completely submerged. That meant... Hey, wait a minute. This elevator came up from somewhere under us, right? Well, yes, I guess it did. It didn't open right away after you pressed the button. It was a motor noise, like it was moving, and then it opened. Yeah, exactly. Yes. So take a look inside. Junpei jerked his head toward the interior of the elevator. It's not wet at all, is it? The walls and even the floor are totally dry. Oh, you're right. They are. She looked around the elevator, slightly embarrassed. Well, but if it was down there and the doors were closed, it would have stayed dry, right? I assume. I'm gonna try my tea now. If I burn my tongue, you will know. I didn't burn my tongue. It's a nice temperature. I will have more. Ha! Hit him. Well, let's test it. Test it? Yeah, watch this. Watch this! 360 no-scope! Junpei put one foot in the elevator and bent around the corner of the door until he could see the floor buttons. There were only two, E and C. He pushed the E button and jumped out of the elevator. The door slid shut. They heard the grinding of the motor. Hi, VTuber feet! Thanks for being here. Thanks for following. I would show you my feet, but I don't have feet in this model, so sorry. You can look at my little robot friend's feet if that helps. We are playing 999. It's a game about being stuck on a boat with 9 other people and having to escape the boat or else it sinks and we die in 9 hours. There's doors and puzzles and math involved. No feet, I'm so sorry. I can import a picture for you, but even then it's only shoes and not feet. Hold on. I'll go above and beyond for my viewers. Don't ever say I don't. There. Here. Shoes. This is as good as it gets, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I have yet to take my shoes off. I'm so sorry. Here's my thighs, if it helps. You can see them a little bit. I'm sorry, my current PNG, it's just my severed upper body, unfortunately. It's just this. Perfect for Halloween. Maybe I should wear something else for Halloween. Be barefoot. Maybe. I'll consider it, just for you, VTuber feet. Anyways, she can go. Back to the game. Ba 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 ba. The door slid shut and they heard the grinding of the motor as the elevator car moved down. Oh, 3D door animations, hell yeah! I feel like this is where a lot of the budget went. A few moments later, they heard the sound of the elevator door grinding open several floors below. Junpei nodded to June and pressed the elevator button again. They're so smart. Sending the elevator button down, the elevator down, and then back up. Oh my god, so big-brained. A few moments later, the elevator returned. Not many VTubers are barefoot, so that'd be nice. I think it's because feet are hard to draw, which I understand. Aren't a couple of the new Hololive EN girls barefoot? I think Sana's barefoot, right? The door slid open, and just as Junpei had expected, there was no water to be found. See? Junpei couldn't resist puffing out his chest, just a little bit. June, however, still looked confused. What does that mean? How can the E deck be safe if the D deck is full of water? Maybe between the E deck and the D deck there are waterproof doors. Well, here's what I think. The elevator shaft and E deck must be watertight, separated from wherever the ship's been punctured. Here, let me show you. Do you need to show her? It's not that hard of a concept! He pulled out his notebook and pen and sketched out a rough illustration. Do we get to see? Hell yeah! I see. So is that why the ship hasn't sunk? The shape of the inside keeps it from all filling with water? Yes, when you initially heard of them, you were like, I sleep. When you saw they were barefoot, you were like... Makes sense. I think it was a bold choice to be barefoot, but you know, good for them. Good for you. Yeah, I think that's what's going on. Junpei continued talking as he closed the notebook and slipped back into his pocket. So I'm gonna go down and check it out. You stay here, alright? But... Come on, just do it, alright? He gave Jun's shoulder a reassuring squeeze, then hopped onto the elevator. You're leaving her alone? Junpei, you don't know what's gonna happen to her. He pushed the E button and the door began to close. June looked worried, her eyes starting back and forth, as if she was trying to make a decision, when suddenly... I'm coming with you! Huh? The last possible moment, June dashed forward, turning sideways just in time to slip through the gap between the closing doors. Junpei jammed his finger against the open button. But it was too late. The door had shut, he and June were in the elevator, and it was headed down to E deck. Oh no! The more feet you collect, the more powerful you become. Well, luckily for you, I think most VTubers have 2 feet. So it's a 2-for-1 deal. He was so surprised by June that he didn't even have time to think about what awaited him on the E deck. The elevator stopped and the door slid open. They stepped off onto the floor outside the elevator. Nothing seemed especially unusual. No fish going about their fishy business or jellyfish floating lazily through the water. God, who wrote this? There was, however, a blowfish. Or at least, something that looked very much like one. June's cheeks were puffed out and her mouth a tiny, intense frown. Oh, knock it off. It's just like I thought. This part hasn't flooded. Come on, just look around. There's no water here. June looked around nervously. Then... exhaled. Personally, I gotta say I'm more of a fan of VTuber thighs, unfortunately. I'm trying to phrase this politely. I don't like looking at feet. I'll respect that you enjoy them. And if you ask nicely, I will show you mine if I could. But personally, I enjoy thighs more. Soft and squishy. You know, world cold and hard, thighs soft and warm. Yeah, that's me. You're right. It's not flooded at all. See? There's a whole lot of water. Yeah, right on top of us. What's going to happen if the ceiling breaks? Junpei thought about that for a moment. we'd probably die. That's so reassuring, Junpei. Wow. Boyfriend of the Year award. Oh no, don't be so casual about something like that. At any rate, we should probably go back as soon as we can, once we're done looking. Welcome, Bob! Yeah, I hit affiliate! Welcome, welcome! You can respect some good thighs. Hell yeah! Thigh gang! Once we're done looking around down here. Noticing Santa might already be back. Thank you, Bob! Thank you! And, I mean, thank you always for watching and supporting me. I couldn't be here without you. Thick thighs do save lives. So true! Okay, good idea. Junpei glanced around the room they'd found themselves in. The first thing he noticed was a set of thick iron bars. They ran the length of the room, separating the left elevator from the right one. Well, we can't go over there. Right. Then perhaps... In the corner of the room that housed the elevators, Junpei found an opening. He walked up to it and stuck his head around the corner. That's the door! A long, straight hallway stretched out in front of him. That door at the end of the hallway. There's something written on it. Yeah, it's a 6, in fact. Are you blind, June? Do you need glasses? Do you need eyes? Think you might want to go to the optometrist after you're out of here. Yeah, let's go have a look. Junpei and June set off down the hallway at a brisk clip, somewhere between a run and a jog. For long, they found themselves in front of the door. How has my day been going? It's been going pretty good. I didn't realize I'd hit affiliate until just a couple hours ago. And then I was scrambling to get everything set up, or like get some stuff set up. I have emotes now. Yeah, but even aside from that, it's been a good day. I've just been dicking around mostly, hanging out with my rabbit. He has recently just been obsessed with licking my clothes. He just jumps on me and starts licking like my hoodie. It's kind of nasty. But he's a rabbit, so everything he does is cute. So, yeah. I had some pasta for dinner, you know. The usual when I don't really want to cook but still want to eat something warm that's not a pizza. Yeah, knife emote. I have it. Oh my god! Super popular VTuber 2am Soda, is that you in my chat? Welcome, welcome! Thank you for the congrats! Yay! Hi, Soda. We are solving puzzles, or rather, we're reading a story that includes solving puzzles sometimes. Yo, 2am Soda is here? Where? I know, right? Super popular VTuber on twitch.tv/2am Soda? Oh my god! Also, you love 999. Have you played it before? Nope. This is my first playthrough. I've seen a little bit of it, but I don't really know, like, anything. So, yeah, first playthrough. Woo! I think Snake's dead. On it was a number written in bright red paint. That's a 6, bitch! Ooh, exciting. I knew it. This is a numbered door! How could you tell? The number is so small. I would need a magnifying glass to see that. And indeed, there was a red bolted to the wall right next to the door. No, not your beloved Snake. Well, he's not confirmed dead yet. I've just been doing some theorizing. We're, right at the... Wait, a 6? Isn't that just an upside down 9? Oh, it could be. Is that the door that leads outside? Oh my god. Yeah, we're at the part where, we just split up in the hospital room, and then we met back again, and then we split up while Clover and Ace and Seven went through the other door to check. So we're looking at this door 6 now! Yeah! 69, nice! Of course, with only 2 people, there wasn't much I could do with it. I'm at a fun part. Ooh! Is something fun about to happen? I'm excited. Alright, let's head back. Yes! Junpei and June turned and headed back to C-Deck. On their way back, Junpei noticed a map on the wall. As it turned out, it was a burnt map of the ship's interior for E-Deck. Do we get to see it? Nope. Okay. Huh. So you guys found door 1. They'd met back up with Santa and Lotus, but explained what they'd found. Apparently, there was another numbered door on A-Deck, just like the one on E-Deck, beyond the door that the Earth Key opened. According to Santa and Lotus, there was a 1 on the door. All told, they had discovered 2 new doors, the 6 door and the 1 door. Haha, 1! It is interesting that E-Deck wasn't flooded. Lotus was quiet for a moment, lost in thought, and I will be quiet for a moment, sipping my tea. You love the way I say 1. Big MS-DOS vibes? I don't know what that is. I just think it's funny how so many words are bracketed. So I give them special attention. Yuzu is an AI confirmed? I've been very upfront about that. I've been very upfront about being an AI. Does Yuzu is an AI? The rumor come out. God. Yuzu is not compatible with MS-DOS. I don't know what MS-DOS is. MS-DOS? Miss-DOS? GLaDOS? Oh, hi! Welcome to Vinci! Stopping in before the end of your shift? Wow, 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 thank you! Old operating system for Windows. Oh. I see. Hope stream is going well. Yeah! It's super fun! Thank you, thank you! Old operating system for Windows. I'm baby. I don't know that stuff. Well, we don't really know if all of E-Deck is safe. We only checked the area around the elevator. Even so, it's still very interesting. You said that 6 door was there, right? Yes! And that means Zero planned all this out, even the sinking. That would have meant some pretty serious remodeling of the ship's interior. It's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it. Yeah, I wonder how long it took. I can't even imagine how much it must have cost. Would have been a ton, that's for sure. Well, that does go along with what Ace was saying. The most reasonable explanation would be that this was done by some organization, with access to a whole lot of cash. I wish I had access to a whole lot of cash. You know what I mean? Am I right? Yeah, it does make sense. That thought made them all go quiet for a moment. June bit her lip while Liz sighed softly to herself. Santa cracked a stiff neck and stared off into the distance at nothing. Wow, they have idle animations. I don't think it's a very good idea to stay here. June looked up at Junpei with large, pleading eyes. God, I hate these straits. Yeah, you're right. Ace and his team might be back already. Well, Junpei and I should be able to open door 1. Huh? You guys leaving me behind? 8 plus 6 plus 5 equals 19. 1 plus 9 equals 10. 1 plus 0 equals 1. I love how they write out the math. Just kidding. Alright, let's go. Lotus words were all the impetus they needed. Back to the large hospital room they went. Sweetie door animation! Hell yeah! Pog! The moment they stepped inside, a tremendous voice echoed across the room. Hey! Where the hell did you guys go? It was 7. Ace was right behind him, and Clara was behind Ace, although she seemed to be hanging back. Uh-oh, is Snake dead? It looked as though there was something strange about them. 7 had the look of a man who'd seen a ghost. Ace was just as pale, and Clover looked as though she was only moments from passing out entirely. For a long moment, they simply stood there, looking at one another. Junpei looked around nervously, waiting for someone else to speak. No one did. No one did? Uh-oh, I'm gonna drink my tea now. I finished my tea. I'm looking around for a place I can set it down without making a loud clunk noise, but I can't, so... That didn't pick up? Anytime I set my water down, it makes a loud clunk noise. Which is why I've just chosen to set it on my mouse pad, but my tea didn't make a noise? Oh, there we go. You heard it? Oh, nice. Okay. Good. You heard the clunk. Good. Clunk. Clunk. That's interesting. That means the widget that shows if my mic is on or not is, not that accurate. He looked at 7. What happened? What the hell kind of question is that? 7 was trying very hard to be angry, but something had shaken him. Hard. Like the death of a trusted comrade? His shoulders were trembling and his voice was strained. Snake is... 7 couldn't finish. He just looked away, his face twisted by. Junpei wasn't sure what. Instead, Ace spoke. He took a deep breath, closed his eyes, and spoke. Snake is... dead. He died, just as the 9th man did. Hell yeah! Yuzu! Big brain! Woo! Celebrating a dead man. Oh, I need to update Pat. Their man is dead. F in chat. Huh! It was as if all of the air had suddenly been sucked out of the room. Hell yeah, my best friend is dead. Suck it, live friends. Woo! Snake isn't my best friend. Snake is just some guy. Junpei felt his heartbeat quicken, and he realized he was having trouble breathing. Use a knife! Yeah! You could feel sweat beating on his forehead and neck. June, Santa, and Lotus looked the way he felt. All 3 were frozen in place, their faces white. Oh my god, that's not true, is it? We should make sure. Yeah, right, we should. They nodded to one another and headed for number 3 door. Yeah, emotes and channel points! Yeah! The only thing I have set up right now are emotes, though. Oh shit! That's the first highlighted message I've ever gotten! Holy shit, Da Vinci! Yeah. I'm gonna set up some channel point redeems over the course of this week. And, set up some more fun stuff, hopefully, if I can figure it out. Wait! Not that way. They stopped short and turned to look at 7. He was pointing at the door with no number. I stuck a screwdriver in there to keep the door from closing all the way. It's not locked, so you can go in that way. 7's so smart. Where is he? The shower room on the left side of the hallway. Put a broom in there too to keep the door open. 7's so smart. Can get in without going through the numbered door, right? That's what he just said. Yeah, that's right. The new destination clear, Junpei and his companions headed for the door with no number. Once in the hallway, it was easy to spot the metal door on the left wall. Yeah, honestly, you have some plans for when you get channel points? Hell yeah! I just have ideas with no way to put them into reality. I am going to be googling a lot of stuff these next couple days. It hadn't been open when they'd been through before. But now, just as 7 had said, there was a broom stuck between the door and the frame, keeping it open. They looked at it for a moment, then stepped inside. Ugh, it smells horrible. Lotus wrinkled her nose and covered her mouth in disgust. Even Santa pinched his nose shut. Yeah, this is pretty awful. feel like I'm gonna puke. It was just as bad as they said, perhaps worse. A hideous smell filled the air, so thick they could almost taste it. It was sour and smelled of fish, feces, and burnt meat. Ugh. The addition of feces really made it. It worked its way through Junpei's nose and down his throat, to pound against the entrance to his stomach. He put his hands over his mouth and struggled to keep what little was in his stomach where it belonged. Well, that sure is blood. LR. Left, right? They didn't have to wonder where the body was. There was blood everywhere, a few arms of the splatter reaching toward them as they walked in through the door. All one had to do was follow the many radial arms to their source. The body itself was hidden behind a divider. June, you should stay here. But please, just do me a favor, okay? Alright? He didn't give her a chance to say no, put his hand on her shoulder, so to shove her into the ground like a tent pole, turned and walked toward the end of the divider. Like a tent pole? Excuse me? Like a what? It felt like it took an eternity for him to get there. Sand and Lotus followed, timid and nervous as a pair of children. Eventually, they reached the divider. They looked at one another and nodded, slowly. Junpei put his hands on the divider and peered around the corner. For a moment, he forgot to breathe. He felt his heart collapse in his chest like an empty cigarette carton and time froze. He knew in that instinct that he would take the image before him to the grave. Wow, that's blood! What was left of the body sat in a sea of blood. Chunks of flesh, torn from the body, sat in the blood like tiny islands in a great red sea. A vast, ragged hole had been torn in the torso, and what remained of his intestines spilled out like fresh spaghetti. The food comparison really gets me. Smaller chunks of meat had splattered against the wall and become stuck there as they dried. Globules of yellowish fat had left trails like tiny slugs as gravity pulled them down the wall, even as they dried to it. Just like Ace said, Sanda's wife was strained. Junpei suspected he was holding on some vomit of his own. Just like the ninth man. The detonator's bracelet set off the bomb in his gut. It looked as though the explosion had been quite powerful. He didn't remember it being this gross. I mean, they still haven't shown any guts, to be fair. It's just... those are some very vivid descriptions. To be fair, I have a pretty strong stomach, like, concerning gore and stuff. But the food comparison, like fresh spaghetti, that got me. It looked as though the explosion had been quite powerful. His legs were both bent in an odd, unnatural way, and his left arm had split open, exposing the painfully white bone of his ulna. Pasgetti. Bye, Da Vinci. Sorry for exposing you to this. His bracelet lay next to him. It seemed to have hit the wall hard enough to have shattered the display, which lay on the ground in pieces. Half his head had simply collapsed. Blood coating almost made it look like raw pizza dough covered in tomato sauce. His clothes, too, were covered in blood. The burgundy tie, the white shirt, the jacket with the yellow piping, and the grey slacks. They were all familiar to Junpei. No mistake about that. Snake. Lotus' voice was unnaturally deep and strained, and Junpei heard a catch in her throat. This is how all the best Italian dishes are made. Yeah, you have to blow up a blind man for that. But, I mean, to get to the shower room, Snake would have had to go through the numbered door and pass the what's it called? The dead, right? Or at least, I assume so, because there was, like, no... The shower room is, like, nowhere near the entrance. Interesting. Conspiracy theories! The squeal of tortured metal made Junpei's teeth curl. Teeth curl? It sounded like the noise a ghost would make. Like, boo? No matter how many times he heard it, he never got used to it. Every time it put him on edge. It didn't help that there was a girl nearby who looked far more like a ghost than a living human should. Oh, poor Clover. It was Clover. She sat on the edge of the bed, her head dropping listlessly onto her chest. Her eyes were blank and stared across the room at nothing. Her breathing was slow and mechanical. Aside from the rise and fall of her chest, she didn't move. Junpei felt as if even a nudge might cause her to shatter into 1,000 pieces. Snake was probably murdered. Hell yeah, Seven! He's so smart! I love Seven. Best character in the game, hands down. Chances are he was killed the same way the ninth man was. Oh my god, implying the ninth man was also murdered? Seven lowered his voice, likely in an effort to keep Clover from hearing what he had to say. There were 4 other people in the room with Junpei and Seven. Ace, Santa, June, and Lotus. Seven looked at each one of them in turn and continued. It's pretty straightforward. Not that hard to figure out how they did it. Best character used to be Snake, though. I haven't seen that much of him. I haven't seen that much of him. He seems cool. Pat likes him. First, the killers got Snake to authenticate on the red to open door 3. Then they shoved him into it alone and waited 9 seconds for the door to shut. Once the door shut was over for Snake, but he didn't give up. He probably knew it wouldn't do him any good, but he probably ran into the shower room looking for the dead. It's cause he's cute. Oh, I see. Soda has the same taste as Pat. I see. Was a small chance, but it wasn't like he had anything to lose. Unfortunately, it didn't work. Oh, so the dead was in the shower. Okay, never mind then. You really do. Detonators only deactivated if everybody who authenticated when they went in uses the dead. And then 81 seconds after it was shoved in. Boom! That happened. I see. So that's what he meant by killers. Huh. You need at least 3 people to open one of the numbered doors, including Snake. Well, we all know the solution to this problem. You're so right, Bob. It wouldn't open for Snake in a single killer. Exactly. Okay, let me do math. So they went in the 3 door and Snake went in, so 2. To get in the 3 door we need 1 plus 2. Who was there? Snake went missing while everyone was still there, so 1 through 8 were there. So what do we need to add 12 to 2, not 12, we need to add 10 to 2 to get 12, which is what we need. Sorry I'm doing math on stream. I hope this content's fun. So 5. No, 10. How many ways are there to make 10? We can add 4 to 6. 3 to 7. I think that's it, right? That's the only 2 combinations. Because Snake's already included. Yeah. Yeah. And I think we can... To get in this row we need 1 plus 2, that is to say 2 plus 1, or even possibly 4 minus 1, or even as likely as 6 minus 3, which is to say 12 plus 4. Is that what I sound like? So the only 2 possible options that could have went in the door with Snake were Snake, Clover, and June, or Snake, Santa, and 7. Hi Tyroka! Welcome, welcome! I'm currently doing math off screen. Well, but both of those combinations are unlikely because... Well, June's been with us the whole time, right? And I don't think Clover would kill her brother. But 7 is pointing out that he got killed, so I don't think 7 was it either. Or there could be more people involved, right? Then the options increase, no? Because then we could do 1 plus 4 plus 5 plus 2, which makes 12. Are there other options then? 1 plus 3 plus 6 plus 2. So either way, Ace has to be involved if there's more than 2 killers. If we consider that Clover wouldn't kill her brother, the most likely combination is Ace, Santa, June. I guess. But she hasn't been with us all the time because when we split up to search the rooms, we split up from June too. Holy shit. Is June evil? Wait, but why would they want to kill Snake? Well, Snake got the extra information because he's blind, but he's shared that with all of us. Sorry, I'm going full conspiracy theorist right now. Okay, so I guess I'll just stick with that theory. Didn't Ace say something weird at some point? It's just a theory. Right while we were looking at Snake, he said some... like he couldn't tell that... No, he wasn't weirded out that Snake and Clover were siblings, even though they look so different. But what does that have to do with anything? Siblings look different. Anyway! Exactly. That means we're looking at multiple perps here. Yeah, 3 if my theory is correct. Junpei crossed his arms and grunted. A game theory? Oh my god! Well, just in case, I want to make sure. Let's say you're right. When do you think Snake was killed? When we all split up to look for the parts for the Reds, I think. Right after that was when we noticed he was gone. And that means none of us have alibis. Junpei? Why are you sad? Junpei's still here. We're all off searching the rooms we can assign, looking for those parts. Yeah. That means anybody could be a killer. But wait a minute! What are you talking about? Flashbacks to Jujutsu. Oh yeah, that guy was named Junpei, huh? Unfortunate. That was a much superior Junpei to this one. June seemed shocked. How can you say one of us is a killer so casually? He didn't say 1, June. Don't worry, he said at least 2! Well, not just one of us. If I'm right, then at least 2 of us are murderers. Why don't you calm down a bit, Seven? Says the murderer! What are you going to gain by being so suspicious? That's what Zero wants. You know? What Zero wants? Exactly. This game was set up by Zero, wasn't it? Any game has a winner and loser. Whoever makes it through door 9 is a winner, and those who don't are the losers. Zero is trying to make us fight against one another for that victory. And you're saying that Zero is trying to split us up by making us fight each other? You're saying Zero killed Snake? I don't think so. Because the whole point of a death game is to observe, not to interfere. That's what makes death games appealing. No, I firmly believe in my theory. We have 2 murderers on screen right here. Yes, that is why we can't let ourselves fall prey to suspicion. We have to trust one another and form a strong bond of friendship. Otherwise, we'll end up ensnared by Zero's manipulations. Sounds like something a murderer would say, don't you think? Then, does that mean that the person who killed Snake? Yes, almost certainly Zero himself. Oh, you liar! If there's anyone we should doubt, it should be Zero. He masterminded this game and kidnapped all of us. Doesn't it seem reasonable that he would have killed Snake as well? Junpei hadn't really considered that. Neither had I, to be fair, but I don't believe it! Seems awfully convenient for the guy I suspect to say that, huh? Seems awfully convenient, doesn't it? If Zero had killed Snake, then Zero was on the ship with them. Was Zero still on the ship with them? Junpei wasn't sure, because I don't think he is. Or I guess Zero could be one of them, which makes both theories likely. Oh my god. Is Zero one of them? Wait a minute. He wasn't sure. Hey, I'm just wondering about one thing. And what's that? How can you be so sure that Zero's on the ship? Ace's eyebrow shut up. Really, Junpei? I confess I'm a little disappointed. Usually you're rather sharp. Isn't it obvious? Obvious? How so? This ship. Huh? Zero said this ship several times when he addressed us. I am Zero, the captain of this ship. The purpose of the game is simple. Leave this ship alive. As you have no doubt surmised, this ship has begun to sink. If you weren't here, he wouldn't say this ship, would he? I mean, he still could. He'd be saying something like that ship or the ship. Oh. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Ace's explanation made perfect sense. Junpei felt a little foolish that he hadn't seen it himself. Okay. Still, he was left with the question, and was one of no small importance. If Zero's on a ship, where is he? What if he's one of you? Oh my god, I'm cracking this case wide open. Suddenly, everyone went very quiet. Silence was cold and clammy, and Junpei could feel it crawling across his back and around his throat. That's disgusting. Again, he heard the ghosting moaning noise. Excuse me? Sorry, excuse me? The what? Ghosting moaning noise. Oh my god, 0 AM soda? How could you do this to Snake? Your favorite character! It's actually me, you too. That doesn't even work that well. You... Tuzu. Haha, Tuzu! You know, you had to keep them all to yourself though. Oh my god, Yandere 2 AM soda? Popular VTuber from Twitch.tv 2 AM soda is actually Yandere? The rumor come out? I'm sorry, I'm obsessed with that meme. I don't know why. And moments later, a person with more ghost than human appeared. It was Clover. She looked at the floor as she spoke, and her voice was a cold monotone. I think Zero is one of us. Hell yeah, Clover! The rumor come out! 2 AM Yandere! Oh my god! You heard it here first, guys! Huh? Every human body in the room froze. The only sound was the muffled rustling of breath. Eyes started from face to face. One of those faces was the face of their jailer. But who? Junpei said... Well, that's possible. It lines right up with my theory. Well, that's possible. Huh? Like Clover said, Zero might be one of us. Well, what are you saying, Junpei? Says the one who's a murderer. Didn't you hear what Ace said? Exactly. I said we shouldn't suspect one another for no reason. Says the murderer. No reason? I've got a great reason. And what's that? Says the murderer! The bracelets. That's a reason? He held out his left arm. Why are the bombs in our bodies connected to the bracelets? You're all thinking Zero's hiding somewhere watching us, right? If he's doing that, then he could just detonate the bombs by remote control if someone did something they weren't supposed to. True. Would be a lot more precise and a lot easier. But if that's the case, then why is the bomb set up by the detonator in the bracelet? So true! Oh my god! One of his smart moments. Huh, you got a point. I'm not done. Try applying the same ideas to the known area game. All of the puzzles here run all by themselves. In other words, Zero doesn't have to be controlling them for the game to move forward. So true, bestie. Rather, so true, worstie! Santa? Murderer? Why is that? Why would Zero bother to do something like that? And Junpei let the question hang in the air and looked at the others. It was Santa who answered. Let's say you and Clover are right. Zero's one of us. If that's the case, then it'd be really hard for him to keep track of all of us. Or control anything remotely. That's why all the puzzles run by themselves. That's what you're getting at, right? Yeah. Junpei nodded. 7, when we were talking earlier, you said any one of us could be Snake's killer, right? Yeah, something like that. Not any one of us! For example, Lotus could absolutely not be, right? Yeah, because there's no way that Lotus and Snake, the combination, could go through the 3 door. So Lotus is... right? Yeah. Yeah. So Lotus is completely exempt. I think she and Junpei, right? Or can... No, there is a combination with Junpei. Even if that one's unlikely because Clover is in it, but you know. So... I trust Lotus with my life now. Alright then, I've got a question for you, Ace. You said something like, Zero must be the one who killed Snake, right? Yeah, something like that. I can't think of any other explanation. So what do you get if you combine those? They fit together pretty well, I think. Something like this. Whoever killed Snake equals Zero equals one of us. That's such a dumb way to phrase that. 7 Ace's theories aren't mutually exclusive. They actually complement each other pretty well. At least, they do if Zero is one of us. No one spoke. Their faces were grim, but Junpei wasn't sure if they believed him or not. Finally, Lotus spoke up. What were his motives? His motives? Yes. Isn't that pretty important? Why would Zero want to hide as one of us? Oh, well, that's because, Junpei choked. He hadn't thought of that, and he had to be honest with himself. He had no idea. Junpei, you're so dumb. For amusement. I don't know. Lotus sighed. Well, so much for making a persuasive argument, Junpei. In other words, you had only circumstantial evidence. So do you? I don't really think that's enough to go on, you know? Junpei was painfully aware of their eyes on him and their disapproval. He tried to find something else, anything else, to look at. Just when he felt he could bear it no longer. Bong, bong. You're the evidence! Oh my god! VTuber Tritium Soda! They heard a bell began to ring. What's the clock at the central staircase? 3 in the morning. That means we have 3 hours left. Then we need to move. Now. 7, Clover, Junpei. I know how you feel, but you do understand that right now it's important we trust one another, don't you? Says the murderer. Junpei couldn't bring himself to respond. He swallowed the words he wanted to say and sighed. 7 and Clover remained similarly silent. Their eyes were looking at something somewhere else, very far away. Okay, so I trust Lotus with my life because she couldn't have been involved in the plot to kill Snake. I trust 7 because he brought it up. And I trust Clover because I don't think she would kill her own brother. So those are the 3 people I trust. Everyone else, get fucked. We must go. We have very little time left. Ace's words put their feet to moving. Lotus is your mom? There's so many people horny for your mom, Soda. I'm so sorry. They all knew where they were going. The next destination was Mercury. It sat bolted to the wall near the stairs that led to the casino and the kitchen, between the 2 elevators. Mercury card reader. Junpei stood in front of it with the Mercury key card. Sam had given him the card. I found it when we were checking out the shower room. At least, that's what he'd said. So much disrespectful looking to the mom champ. I'm so sorry, she do have her booba out. Junpei slid the card through the reader. beep beep beep. The light on the reader turned green and made a tiny electronic noise. Yeah, it made beep beep beep. That's what I do when I turn myself on in the morning. Now they were ready. Junpei and Jun had been chosen as the investigators. The reasoning behind that, they had been to E-deck before, and no one else had. As before, Junpei sent the elevator ahead to make sure the floor they were heading to wasn't flooded. As before, the elevator returned as dry as when it had left. Once it had been checked for water, Junpei and Jun stepped into the elevator. I don't like being left alone with Jun. 3D door graphics! Woo! Jun's gonna murder me. There were only 2 floor buttons they could push. The C and bottom buttons. Bottom?! The rest were destroyed or did nothing when pushed. Junpei hit the bottom button. The door closed. Slowly, they began to move downward. Sometime later, Junpei and Jun stepped up the elevator and onto the bottom deck. You know that video of the one guy who's talking about, like, painting his deck or whatever, but he pronounces it like dick? The bottom dick. They stepped off and saw that the hallway to their right and it centered between 20 and 25 feet from them. The hallway in front of them was a dead end. Not a regular dead end. Oh my god, is there a door? Hell yeah! This is a numbered door. This is the 8th one we found. There were 2 numbered doors on B deck near the central staircase. There were doors 4 and 5. There were 3 more numbered doors in the large hospital room. Doors 3, 7, and 8. Junpei and Jun had found another door on E deck, and Lotus and Sen had found a 7th on A deck. There was a 6 on the door on E deck, and a 1 on the door on A deck. 4, 5, 3, 7, 8, 6, 1. And now door 2 stood in front of Junpei. Was that fun? Was that a fun exercise? Was only one thing it meant. Do you think it's the next door we find? Yeah, I think so. The next one's gonna be door 9. Despite himself, Junpei felt excited. There was something about that excitement that frightened him as well. He did his best to put it from his mind, and headed back to C-Deck with Jun. Alright, let's open these up. Pieces of paper they'd folded up lay on the ground next to Junpei's legs. There were 7 of them, all told. They were written on paper pulled from Junpei's notebook, and each one bore a code name and a door. Why had they decided to vote that way? They decided it wasn't fair to simply ask everyone at once. That would allow people to force others to go through certain doors. Well, that wasn't the only reason. Junpei had proposed the voting system, and he had a plan. It wasn't a plan he wanted anyone catching wind of, however, so he did his best to act calm as he began to open and read the pieces of paper. First one read, Ace requests door 1. Yes, I do. Would you like me to explain why? No, we don't have time for that. Sorry. Let's keep going. He opened the second one. Next is Santa. He wants door 6. Yeah, that's what I wrote. Junpei continued with the 3rd, 4th, and 5th pieces of paper. Clover wants 1. Lotus wants 2. And 7 also wants 2. Can I go with Lotus and 7? Eh? Well, wait a minute. There's no way I'm going anywhere with the elephant man. That's so rude, Lotus. No. There'd be no point to the voting if we let people change their choices because of stuff like that. But just give it up, Lotus. Lotus and 7, my besties? Hell yeah! My besties! The only people I trust! It's not like I want to hang out with some exhibitionist grandma. You're so rude to each other. I'm not an exhibitionist. I'm wearing clothes. Barely. So? Last I checked, that's not a crime. Maybe, but what about common decency? Nobody wants to have to look at a chick who looks like a half-naked raisin. Okay, that's rude. Urgh. I'm going to kill you! Oh shit. Oh, Jesus. Oh, okay. Lotus's hair flared out like the mane of an angry lion, and she roared with a voice that shook the walls. Holy shit, she's beating his ass! With some difficulty, Ace managed to restrain her. Kill? Murderer? Oh my god, I no longer trust Lotus! No, that's a joke, I still trust her. Junpei, read the rest. Right. Junpei tore his eyes away and looked down at the 6th piece of paper. He opened it. June wants door 6. Yes, I don't really have a reason, I just felt like it. All of the papers save Junpei's had been read. He did some quick calculation in his head. Oh, so smart. People who requested door 1, Ace and Clover. This was the door on A deck, near the central staircase. People requested door 2, 7 and Lotus. This was the door on the bottom deck. Could be reached by taking the elevator to the bottom of the ship. People requested door 6, Santa and June. This was the door on E deck. Could be reached by taking the elevator near the central staircase down. It took him less than a second to run the numbers. Jesus Christ, you're smart. He opened the 7th piece of paper and spoke. Okay, the last one is mine. I want to go through... Hell yeah, I get to choose! Which one was Lotus and 7? Which one did they say? Ace wanted door 1, and June wanted door 6. Okay, so it's door 2. I'm going with them, because I don't want to be murdered! My choice is door 2. Santa was unconvinced. Hey, wait a minute there. You cheating? Cheating? I'm asking if you changed your number after you heard what doors we wanted. How could I do that? I wrote it down on the paper earlier. Let me see that. Junpei shrugged and handed it to him. Santa examined it furiously. The others peered at it as well. As they did, Junpei quickly slipped the piece of paper he'd been hiding into his pocket. Although he'd never know it now, Santa had been justified in his suspicions. Junpei had switched papers. He had prepared 3 pieces of paper for doors 1, 2, and 6. Put the paper with door 6 on it into the pot. Put a small mark on it so that he would know which one was his. He had the 1 paper hidden in his left hand and the 2 paper hidden in his right. Then he just made sure he didn't read his paper until the end. The rest was easy. If he wanted to go into door 1, he'd use his left hand and his right hand if he wanted door 2. Of course, if he wanted door 6, that would be simple. All he needed to do was switch nothing and say 6 had been what he wanted all along. Well, what does it say? He fought the urge to smirk. Oh my god. You got lucky. Santa snorted and tossed the paper aside, frustrated. Alright, so we know who's going through door 2. It'll be me, Lotus, and Junpei. 7 plus 8 plus 5 equals 20. The only problem's the other 2 teams. June and I want door 6. Keep. Excuse me? OBS? Thank you. Clover and I choose door 1. Yeah, that's famous VTuber 2am Soda from twitch.tv/2am Soda. I banned their ass. I killed them. That's not good. You can't open either of those doors with only 2 people. Everyone was silent. Then suddenly, Clover spoke, her face blank and cold. Why don't Santa and June go into door 1? With Ace. Hey, that way they're not gonna murder her, that's good! They looked at one another. 3 plus 6 plus 1 equals 10, which means 1 plus 0 equals 1. Finally, Ace spoke. And what will you do, Clover? I'll be waiting at the stairs. You guys are coming back here, right? That's what 7 was saying, wasn't it? Had that been what 7 said? That sure had been what 7 said. Oh, and we get to see it again! till we find that 9 door. 0 ain't gonna split us up. We might get separated for a little while, but we'll see each other again. Otherwise, we can open door 9. Hi, Kormishi, sorry. Super Yuzu. Super Yuwu. Super Yuwu. Welcome, welcome! I'm streaming! Welcome! Maybe I should add some soup. That's how the nonary game works. I'm sorry, but I just want to be myself for a little while. I get it. You understand, right? There was no emotion on her face, but it was drawn and pale and her eyes were red. Streaming! I'm streaming! There was no emotion on her face, but it was drawn and pale and her eyes were red. And you are doodling. Wow! That sounds fun. Yeah, welcome! No one had the heart to contradict her. The room grew very quiet. Silence drifted down over everything like a blanket of fresh snow. It was Santa who finally spoke. Alright. I'm going through door 1. That alright with you, June? June said nothing. She simply nodded. And just like that, their paths were set. Oh, and just like that, I'm gonna say, I'm calling the stream once we get to the next puzzle. So probably go through the door, deactivate the bomb, and then I'll call it there. It was meant that Junpei would be away from June for a time, but that's the idea! That's what I wanted! You're late? Yeah, sorry! More stream? Oh no! I'm sure you can watch some friends of mine if I remember to raid. Someone should remind me to raid! I've been trying hard to remember to raid. Jesus Christ. God, what is happening? Sorry, my phone's going off like crazy. I need a second. Yeah, and I don't know if you saw on Twitter, but I'm canceling tentatively the rest of my Junpei still a cuck. Hell yeah, he is. I am tentatively canceling the streams for the rest of the week while I'm setting up affiliate. Probably going to have my affiliate celebration stream on the weekend. I will tweet then when I know when it's going on and stuff. So, just so everyone knows. Yeah, okay. Yeah, affiliate hype! Woo 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 woo! I'm gonna get drunk! Live on air! Seven had said they'd all see one another again, and Junpei believed him. Drunk robot! Yeah! It's gonna happen fast because I'm a lightweight! Ace, Santa, and June headed toward the central staircase in the number 1 door. Clover followed them. After seeing them off, Junpei, Seven, and Lotus stepped into the elevator behind them and descended to the bottom deck. The bottom deck! Hell yeah! Love myself some bottom deck. Feed some alcohol gummies through a fuel nozzle and watch her go overdrive. It happens. They stepped off of the elevator and headed for door 2. One by one, they put their palms into the recognition device, and 3 asterisks blinked to life on its screen. Beep beep, beep beep. Beep beep beep. 3D door animation! Woo! The door opened. They leapt inside. Beep, beep, beep. Fortunately, it took them only moments to find the dead. Been placed just inside the room, right next to the numbered door. They gathered around it and quickly scanned each of their bracelets. Beep beep, beep beep, beep beep. Doom 3 stream affiliate debut. I've never played Doom. I know Sylvia loves to play Doom, or at least she streamed it a lot. Watch a drunk robot get speared by weird low poly latex monsters. That sounds scary. It stopped. Yeah, it stopped. Junpei could feel his heart pounding against the inside of his ribs. Sam and Lotus were breathing hard and fast. It was the third time they'd been through the process, but they had yet to grow accustomed to it. Not that Junpei wanted to. He planned to finish the game before he got a chance to let imminent death become commonplace. Junpei looked around again. Wait, this is the third time I've been through a door with Lotus, hasn't it? Like, I've only been through doors with Lotus, I think. The first time I went with June and Lotus, I think? And then with Lotus and Clover. Now with Lotus and Seven. Huh! Well, good for the people who like the big booba. It was a short hallway with 5 doors along the walls. There were 3 doors along the left wall, and a single one on the right. At the end of the hallway, the 5th door was covered by a thick metal plate. Junpei didn't think they'd be able to open it. After taking a look around the room himself, Seven spoke. Lotus simp. Yeah, you are. I like Seven. Maybe I might simp for him. Alright, let's get started. I think we probably better split up. You two okay with that? Yes, no problem. Sure thing. Seven nodded to them and stepped into the room closest to him. Clank. Lotus looked at the doors for a moment, then headed for the one in the center. Clank. At last, Junpei was left alone. Well, guess I'd better get started too. You're just like big open donkeys that are free and easy to reach. I see. He looked intently at the remaining 3 doors. Oh shit! Seek a way out! Bum 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 bum! Confinement room. Well, that doesn't bode well. Anyways, it's for a future user to deal with. The not boding well. We're here. We're back. Yeah, again, no streams for the rest of the week. Keep an eye on my Twitter. I'll be announcing stuff eventually. Once I've done my fair share of Googling and how to do stuff, and probably crawling to my friends like, hey, how do you set up a sound editor? How do you do that? Yeah, you can sub now. I'll say if you wait till my celebration stream, I'll do a shot if you do it, or not a shot because that'd be too fast, but I'll sip some alcoholic beverage if you do it. Yeah, thanks for coming, Soda. I appreciate it. I appreciate that famous VTuber 2am Soda would take time out of their busy schedule to come watch me. Have I run that joke into the ground yet? Yeah, keep an eye on my Twitter, at @ii_yuzu. And thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you guys around. Oh wait, raid! Wait, stay! We're raid! I remembered! You had to watch famous streamer Super Yuzu. Oh my god! I gotta raid somebody! Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, we're raiding! I remember! You're good. You make that famous streamer joke all the time too. Okay, good. Let's, it's been so long since I raided someone because I keep forgetting. How do I do that again? Is it slash? Yes, okay. Who do I raid? Oh man, none of the people I watch are online. Let's see. Who's my recommended? Dollop Days, that's... Isn't that famous streamer Snapcube Penny Parker's girlfriend? As a VTuber? I think so. Just chatting. Looks fun, would you guys be up for that? I might send you over there. Doll... Oh, I think this is my second ever raid. Peter Parker, no, Penny Parker. She makes funny content. That's where I got my follow notification from. Dollop Days. It's it, right? Double checking. Yes. Yeah! Potato plonker. Not quite. But yeah, I'll see you guys around. Bye-bye! Oh, that wasn't the raid timer. Oops.